wing, which is really, really nice, and also this scoop under the bottom. That's where the coolant system is. So it's just like your car. It's got a radiator, liquid coolant, and then the exit door in the back. And it was a genius design. Created about 150 pounds of thrust, the hot air exit out the back of that, in addition to what the engine did. So an amazing airplane designed by North American.
What was the typical armament you have on the airplane?
This one's got 450s, and the D model has 650s, and they would sometimes carry bombs. If you look at some of the D models out here, they have shackles underneath the wing. We've got a C model over there that's actually got beer kegs underneath the wing that they used to cool the beer.
Yeah, we saw that.
Yeah, that's not quite standard.
Well, out of all the airplanes that were built, approximately how many are still flying over the world?
I think there's probably around 150 flyable Mustangs, probably 15 or so of the B and C models. They're pretty rare, and 1 or 2 A models.
Okay, now this particular airplane, give us a little history of it as far as its restoration and the paint job.
Okay, it's pretty much a volunteer effort. Redtail.org, you guys can go online there and learn a lot about this airplane, but we have a 53-foot travel trailer that goes around the country, tells the story of what these wonderful men here went through during the war and after, and we try to inspire children with that. We go to schools and air shows. The airplane's very original inside. We've got a couple updated things in it. It's been through a lot of trials and tribulations, but we use the principles that we try to instill with these children in the schools: rise above, aim high, don't quit, those types of things, and we keep it going as a volunteer organization.
Obviously, you don't do this for a living. You're a Delta pilot for a living, so this is a love of flying these airplanes. And tell us just, basically you've done it right now, what it means to you to fly these different events and have the people come and look at it.
A lot of it's education, to remind the younger people what these gentlemen and others did for us, not just the pilots, but the ground crew as well. The sacrifices they made during the war, the freedom we've got now, and how we need to protect it. We're trying to use the example of them to tell the children, give them some good role models. Some of the highlights are when you get to take one of these guys up flying. Harry Stewart, he's here at the air show. James Harvey's here at the air show. They both were 2 of the 3 guys that won the 1949 Top Gun competition. And the entire thing was swept under the carpet by the Air Force. I flew Harry in Atlanta about 3 years ago, and it was incredible. He flew the hell out of the airplane. It was amazing. I had to rein him in a little bit. But he was fantastic, and we came back, and I think both of us teared up a little bit. It was incredible. And Alexander Jefferson's a good buddy of mine. He flew his last flight ever in a Mustang over his hometown of Detroit in the back seat of this. So that makes all the time we spend on the road worthwhile.
Must be kind of like riding a bicycle. You never forget, right?
These guys don't forget.
No, they don't.
They haven't flown in 30 years.
They
put them
could
back.
probably get it in and say, well, that instrument doesn't belong there, it belongs down here.
Exactly. Yeah, we can't turn our back on them because they'll get it fired up and go.
Right. Thanks a lot, Alan. We really appreciate it. Folks, a couple of final things here. We have some challenge coins here, and a few people that are not in the military don't know about a challenge coin. A challenge coin is issued to another, if you give it to another military man, and he's supposed to have that, and you challenge them for that coin and they don't have it, then you have to buy all the beer. So for our veterans, we have these challenge coins that we'd like to distribute. Now, a little pretty lady here with the hat, and she's going to be over here to be distribute them, and they come from the Fagan Fighters World War II Museum in Granite Falls, Granite Falls, Minnesota. Excuse me. Are you going over there now, Kyle? Okay, all right. And thanks a lot for coming. We really appreciate it.
I always For twice the results. Guaranteed. Don't throw a snack. Throw a don't throw a flower. Throw a $1 million. This is organic good in the soil and plant.
He's a good friend of mine.
No compromise.
I'm gonna challenge a member. My parents were carrying Bud Powell from Kansas City. My dad was a pilot for and they're not with us anymore. When I heard you were here, I wanted to say, they told me to come say hi.
Let me get your picture.
Okay, okay. You do remember?
Folks, we're going over to the War merchandise store
Okay,
to sign autographs. We need to get over there right now. So if you want to go over there, we'll see you there.
Charles.
Earl McGee, I flew with Ron in the A-10 at Richards Gabauer.
How about that? You ate us over
Yes,
there?
it was probably 83 or 84. And I saw him, and I've already talked to him, and I'm going to meet him.
Now, I've had the trailer.
What are you going to do for your birthday celebration?
Well, they've got a plan at College Park Airport.
Am I invited? Am I invited?
I had to ride in the heart of the jet.
I also have
the Tuskeegee something like that.
You're my hero.
Thank you.
It was nice seeing you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
I just want to say thank you.